How did I score it?
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't score it. I mean, the first round was, there's a lot of talks about 10-8s. First round was probably a 10-8 round. So from there, I don't know.
What has been the issue with keeping Khamzat busy? Is it been travel issues? Has it been his schedule? What's the issue with keeping Khamzat busy?
Well, there's been issues in the past. Hopefully, there's not issues now. Hopefully, his hand's not broken, and hopefully, we can do this title fight.
Yeah. For Kamaru, though, again, stepping in on short notice, he came back strong in the second and third round. Very impressive performance by him on such short notice.
Usman?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Usman, again, that's a different fight at 5 rounds. That's an interesting fight at 5 rounds.
Would you like to see Usman stay at middleweight?
Usman?
Yeah.
That's up to him. That guy's done it all. You know what I mean? If you look at his career, look what he's done. He's the greatest welterweight of all time. Doesn't get enough credit. And stepped up, took this fight at 85. Whatever he wants to do, I'm good with.
We also had some weird doctor decisions this evening.
Yeah, listen, the guy's inexperienced. He got up in it. I think there's a lot of things that probably happened. I guess he asked. I guess he asked him, "Where are you right now?" And his response was, "I'm in the desert." He's not wrong. I think there's a big language barrier in there between the two of them, inexperience, and it sucks. It's one of those things that happens sometimes, and we'll make it right and we'll fix it.
It's been a while since we've seen you get in the cage to stop some carnage. What exactly was going on in there between Johnny and Ankalaev? I said, well, it's been a while since he's had to get in the cage to stop a fight. What was going on between Johnny and Ankalaev?
It's been a while since he's had to step in to bring him.
It's been a while since you have stepped into the octagon that you did for the Johnny Walker fight.
Been a while since I stepped in the octagon? Oh, yeah. Well, that didn't look like it was going in the right direction. That's all we needed. So I just, yeah.
Dana, right here. Is there a health update on Victor Henry? I know he was transported to the hospital right after.
Is there a health date?
Testicular ultrasound, we don't have an update yet. Testicular ultrasound for Victor Henry, we don't have an update yet.
Yeah, the guys that got kicked low, serious. I mean, these guys were puking backstage, and they're getting MRIs or whatever it is you do when you get kicked low.
For Alaskarov, he's only 2-0 in the UFC, but he's obviously has an extensive background. He's like Khamzat, where he comes in, he's dominant so early. He wants a top 10 fighter now. Do you foresee it being difficult convincing top 10 fighters to accept a fight against an unranked fighter like that who's so talented?
Yeah, that's a great question. Yes, the answer is yes, but we'll find somebody. And yes, somebody ranked is going to have to fight him.
Makhachev told me to ask you if he could be the backup fighter in December.
I just saw him, and he was just terrorizing me in the back, and yeah, we'll figure something out for him.
He hasn't fought in the States yet. He seems very interested. He wants to fight in Las Vegas. He's fought in London and here. Do you want to bring him stateside?
Do I want him where?
He hasn't fought in the U.S. yet.
Yeah. Listen, when kids tell me, listen, I want to fight here or want to fight there, I try to make it happen.
It seems like there's a video of a fan jumping over the barricade to get at Paulo Costa after the Khamzat fight. Do you have any update on what happened there?
Yeah, with the group of people that we had here in the building tonight, it was like a powder keg in there. That thing was just ready to pop off. I've never seen something like that. Somebody from the crowd go after a fighter. But we handled it. We contained it.
Last one for me. There were 2 fighters in the early prelims that revealed that they came into their fight with staph infection, pretty bad staph infection. And they got through medicals and fight week and they still fought. Do you have to do anything or change anything so that doesn't happen moving forward?
No. I mean, if you look at how many fights we basically do fights every single Saturday. And here's one of the things. If you're going to lie and hide injuries like that, lie all the way home. Why are you going to lie and do that and then sit up here and say, I had staph infection. It's a very fucking weird thing to do, to be honest with you. Very weird. Yeah.
Dana,
Yeah.
over there. What do you make of the Shara Bullet performance? Shara Bullet, about his performance, his opponent.
Yeah. What? Yeah, listen, he's a bad boy. He's tough. His first fight in the UFC, I don't know how he's from Dagestan and has 0 takedown defense, but other than that, he looked incredible. Yeah, no, I like the kid.
Is he a future of this game, in your opinion? Yeah.
Is he the future of the sport? I don't know if he's the future of the sport, but you know, he's definitely got a future here. He's got to work on his takedown defense. I mean, in the UFC, you have to have the full game. Obviously, his kickboxing is nasty, and leg kicks, head kicks, you know, elbows, obviously. But he's got to tighten up that wrestling game, or he'll get beat here very quickly.
All right. It's unclear what's going on with Bellator. There is a light heavyweight champ, Vadim Nemkov, who is a student of Fyodor Emelianenko. He defeats everyone in a row. Would it be interesting for you to see him in the UFC?
He fights in Bellator, and it'd be interesting for him to fight in the UFC?
Yeah, and he's a student of Fyodor, so.
Okay. Did Bellator close down yet, or are they still?
It's unclear.
Yeah. We'll see.
Well, Dana,
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
It's not that unclear. Showtime announced that they are officially getting out of boxing and MMA at the end of next month. There's one more Bellator show, and then that's it. But we don't know what's happening after that.
There you go. We'll see what happens with Bellator and who goes where and what happens, and yeah.
And the last one from me, we know that Fyodor Emelianenko periodically comes to United States. The UFC has a UFC Performance Institute, the best place to train. Would you allow Fyodor to come to UFC PI and train there?
Fedor?
Yeah.
Is Fedor still fighting?
Not fighting, retired.
Absolutely. Listen, UFC headquarters door is open to Fedor anytime he wants to. He can come by and have lunch. He can work out. He can do whatever he wants to do. We'd be happy to have him.
Thanks, Dana.
Thank you.
Right here. The prelims tonight streamed for free on YouTube on ESPN. How did that decision come together?
They control the content.
Is that something that you're happy about? That kind of more people got to get exposed to this card?
Is it something that what?
Were you happy with that? That more people kind of got to be exposed? In that
Listen,
situation?
it's their content. That we're in a deal with them. They can do whatever they want with it. Obviously, we're in college football season, and these guys have, you know, a heavy schedule, and we do fights basically every Saturday. So, however they want to distribute the content is fine with me.
And when you did your scrum yesterday after the weigh-ins, you said that there was some stuff that you were going to reveal about how tonight came together that you said you would share after the fights. Can you share that now?
Yeah, what the hell was I talking about? You know what I was talking about? Yeah. I have no idea what I was talking about. But I remember in the scrum.
Yeah.
I don't remember. And I'm being honest. I tell you if I remembered. I don't remember what the hell I was talking about.
Well, it seems like, you know, Hunter did a great interview with ESPN talking about how this came together. And one of the fighters who seemingly stepped up and was willing to take the main event was Dustin Poirier. What are you guys going to do with, you know, these people who are kind of on the odd man out here? Justin Gaethje. Do you have plans for them?
Do we have plans for Poirier and Gaethje?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course we do. I mean, we have plans for everybody. Obviously, going into this event, it was a big event coming in, sold out, you know, very successful event here. Then the co-main and the main fall apart. Get that fixed. Fight actually becomes bigger. This thing, you know, the buzz around this fight and energy. So this has basically been our focus for, you know, the last couple weeks. With other stuff that we have going on, with some of the announcements that we made. this week and more announcements that we will make on Monday or Tuesday. There's so much crazy shit going on right now with this company. It's awesome. So everybody's going to end up somewhere right here, right now, off the top of my head. I can't remember what I was going to tell you yesterday, so I have no idea.
Yesterday, you took a photo with Michael Venom Page that came up on Instagram. He shared it. Are you guys in negotiations with him to sign him?
Listen, he's a kid that we're definitely interested in, and he's interested too. So possibly.
And you told me back in July that on top of Power Slap, you had big plans to get into grappling. And in December, it sounds like George St. Pierre is injured and out of that match. You said you were planning to have him grapple Nick Diaz. Just curious, where does that change fall into your bigger plans for the future of grappling?
Yeah, that doesn't. The Fight Pass Invitational that they do, and they're doing a lot of grappling right now on Fight Pass. The stuff that I'm talking about is much bigger than that. And that's all in the works right now, too.
And last one, the next card is the 30th anniversary event for the UFC. Don't mean to put you on the spot here, but with that looming, do you have maybe your 5 greatest fighters in UFC history that you feel should be kind of celebrated as we go into this 30th anniversary?
Yeah, I know that we just shot a show that's going to come out. It's like the 30 greatest fighters of all time. That's airing soon here. But right here off the top of my head, I mean, going into that event, my number 1 is John Jones.
Dana,
Yep.
Abhishek Singh from MMA India. I wanted to ask you, obviously things did not go right for Anshul Jubilee, but I wanted to ask how important is Indian market to the UFC?
What's the question? Sorry.
How important is the Indian market to the UFC?
How important is the Indian market for the UFC?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I say this all the time. Every market's important. We've been working on India for a while. I know you guys don't want to hear this, but slap is massive in India. It's been really, really good for us. And we will continue to, look for UFC talent there, just like we do everywhere else. Every market is important to me.
So are you looking to recruit any Indian to the slap fighting championship?
Are you interested in recruiting Indians for slap fighting?
Am I interested in Indians for that? Absolutely, I am. Yeah. The numbers that we pull over there is insane. So yes, anybody who's out there in India and you like to slap, call me.
Where do they apply?
What's that?
Where do they apply?
Where do they apply?
Where do they apply? You can literally go online on powerslap.com or @slap on Instagram.
Thank you.
Dana,
Thank you.
Dana over here, right in front of you.
Hi. Hey, how are you?
Good, thanks. How are you? Just 2 questions. Volkanovski seemed to want to turn around quickly. He had mentioned before, Ilya Topuria January. What do you think of him wanting to turn around quickly? Are you for that?
Yeah, obviously, he got head kick KO'd tonight. Let him go see the doctor. Let's make sure he's okay. Let's give him some time to recover, get some stitches in that eye, and then we'll talk. But obviously, if he's medically cleared and he's ready to turn around, love it.
And wanted to ask you about the extended deal with Abu Dhabi. Are we looking at more than 1 show a year? So is it pay-per-views and fight nights as well?
Yeah, pay-per-views and fight nights.
So looking potentially at two a year?
Yeah, these guys are interested, and I think we did a deal for three fight nights, but they're interested in much, much more as far as fight nights go. So we'll see how this thing plays out.
And I thought I heard you mention Egypt before. Is that a location the UFC is looking at?
Met-
Egypt, you mentioned Egypt in your post from yesterday. Is that a location we're looking at? Egypt?
Gems? Yeah.
No,
Egypt?
Egypt.
Egypt?
Yeah, is that a country the UFC is looking at?
Yeah, we're going to go everywhere. We want to go to Qatar. We're going to Saudi Arabia. We want to go down to Egypt. We're going to go everywhere in the region.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Dana?
Yep.
Left hand. Sorry? Left hand of you. Islam Makhachev tell me in interview that he won a fight in welterweight for title shot. That he ready fight against Leon Edwards or Colby Covington. What do you think about it?
I need a translator. What? I have no idea. I don't know.
Dana,
Yeah.
on your right here.
Yep.
Islam wouldn't commit there in the octagon about his next opponent, but who do you think it makes more sense to him, Gaethje or Oliveira?
What's the question?
Who do you think makes more sense? Islam wouldn't commit to becoming the fight next. He's asking you, would you rather see him fight Gaethje or Oliveira if you had a choice?
Yeah. Listen, you got to give it to Oliveira. I mean, Oliveira's ready to go. Unfortunately, got cut. Yeah. This is like the worst. I'm half deaf as is, and these air conditioners are so loud I can't hear you guys. I apologize. But, yeah, I think you give it to Oliveira. But, again, these are all questions that I really can't answer right now. When we get home, we'll figure this stuff out and see what's next for everybody.
Dana?
Yep.
Yeah. So my question is about Islam. So he has been dominating the lightweight division for a longer time, and he has hinted that he might be moving up a welterweight division. Do you see him in the future to go for 2 belts?
Yeah, I mean, I guess he's talented enough. I don't see that happening anytime soon. He's still got some guys to fight. But listen, if he held the belt for defends the belt for another year, and wanted to move up, why not? You guys good with me?
Hey,
Yeah,
hey
go ahead.
Dana. If you compare Makhachev's career with Khabib's career, do you think Islam has a chance to get out of his shadow and maybe outshine his friend?
Well, I don't know if he really lives in Khabib's shadow. I mean, tonight was a big step in the right direction. The guy's been dominant. Then he goes in and all the controversy that came off that last fight, and he finishes this fight the way that he did. And again, there's no excuse. It's not like you say, oh, this thing went in the 3rd round. Volkanovski didn't have enough time to train. He went in there and viciously, impressively finished this fight with a Crow Cop-esque kick to the head. It doesn't get any better than that against a very tough, durable guy who has a great chin. And, you don't ever see anybody do that to Volkanovski. So keeps doing what he's doing. You just got to keep grinding and knocking him down one by one, and it eventually happens. The truth is, when you look at Khabib, and nothing against Khabib, Khabib came in and won the title and defended, but this kid could go on a defense run that absolutely blows everybody away that ever held the belt in that division.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Alex, disappointing result. But you've had a few minutes now. Just give us your thoughts on your performance, his performance, and the fight itself.
Yeah, man. That's the game, eh? Call me. Good. I haven't properly watched it back, but yeah, got me. Went straight over. He went nice and high, even though I was shelling. So maybe it was something that they were planning. So credit to him.
Up until that point, how were you feeling in the fight?
I felt strong. I felt strong in there, but I wanted to. Obviously, I've been telling you, obviously, want to put some hands on him and whatnot. I wanted to pull the trigger, but I know, it just felt. I guess it felt a little weird in there. Just that little bit hesitant, which I didn't expect. I was waiting for something. I was like, all right, I'm gonna go, and then he got me. Yeah. What do you do?
What do you put that down to? Why do you think you were hesitant?
Look, man, I'm not. I'm not gonna. I don't want to sit there and obviously make excuses. You know what I mean? So, obviously, I'm a big believer in preparation and stuff like that. But I back myself. So that's the decision I made. You know what I mean? There's I probably made decisions. I could have made better decisions but again, he's not somebody you should be taking a short notice with. But I needed it. Again, obviously, a lot of people will say it's for the money and all that. But it was much more than that. What I mean? It is hard. It really is hard for athletes. Sorry. I never thought I'd struggle with it, but I mean, like, for some reason, when I wasn't fighting or in camp, I was just doing my head in, you know what I mean? I needed a fight, and then this opportunity come up, and, you know, I'll be honest, I wasn't training as much as I should have, but I thought I had to, you know, I had to do it. I had to take it. I thought it would be, you know, I'm telling myself it's meant to be. Obviously, I was struggling a little bit, not fighting, doing my head in. I don't know how. Everything's fine. I've got a beautiful family. But I don't know, you know, I think you just need to keep busy. So that's why, you know, I just ask the UFC to, you know, just keep me busy. Because, you know, I need to be keeping busy. I need to be in camp. Otherwise, I'm going to do my head in. So, you know, that's, yeah, I'll leave it at that.
I want to be sensitive to what you're saying, and if you don't have to reveal anything you don't want to reveal, but you're used to saying something like Tyson Fury's spoken about in the past, that if I'm not fighting, I get dark places and I start getting down, or are you saying you get bored? What exactly do you mean by you need to stay busy before, or it does your head in?
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. I've never believed, not believed in that stuff. Like, I never got it. It was something that... you know, I don't know, maybe the more and more I learn about my sport, the more and more I understand, yeah, I don't know, it was different. It was a, you know, it was a decision I chose. You know, I talked about us having a smile on my face, me and my wife. Obviously my wife could see that, you know, it does get hard. I don't know why, you know what I mean? Like, you know, just, I think it was just so much going on with obviously the surgery and then the baby and, yeah, and then like I just needed to get in camp. So, and then this fight come up. I'm like, it's meant to be. Let's do it. So I thought that was what it was, but maybe it was just a silly decision under them circumstances. Again, they're decisions you don't want to make against someone like Islam, and I'm not taking nothing away from him. Yeah.
I don't think you're the only athlete who struggled with that, by the way. You know.
Yeah, I know that. I know it's a very common thing. It was something that again I've never understood. It was, yeah, I've never dealt with anything like that, to be honest. Yeah, you know, I was obviously, I talk about being professional and always turning up, and if there ever was a time that I wasn't, it was literally now. And then, you know, I made a decision. Maybe this happened to give me a kick up the ass for being silly. Maybe it won't happen again now. You know, maybe that's what it was. Maybe this will kick me back into gear, get back in there and go back to featherweight division and kick ass there.
Yeah. So to be clear, I mean, and I understand your motivation now, January is something you very much want.
Yeah, I need to, like I said, I need to be busy. Again, this is you know, it's just I think my main purpose obviously now is you know, family and fighting. And when I'm not fighting, I feel like you know, I'm not ticking all the boxes. I need to be ticking the boxes. I don't like wasting time. That's why I've talked to my manager, obviously before this. I'm like, you know, we need to keep me busy. Yeah, it's weird. I've never, yeah, again, to be honest, it's never really happened. Maybe it was just with the newborn and the surgery and that, like, yeah, it's, again, this ain't an excuse. Again, yeah, it's just, yeah, again, like, I wanted to put one on his, I thought I could, you know, I thought I could come in and be like anyone that can do this on, you know, 11 days notice. I do believe that I am that guy. But maybe I'll choose a different opponent or a better opponent to be doing that too. Like obviously Islam, full credit to him. At the end of the day, he called me. So, you know, I can't say much, you know. I wanted to catch him and I didn't.
Again, last one for me, but tell me to mind my own business if this is too much, but is this something you're still struggling with? Do you feel better now? Do you feel that now you've got a bit of activity, you can sort of push that to one side, or is this something you're going to have to be like, hey, I just need to have one more camp, I need to have one more fight, and then I can help?
I told you that I had nothing but smiles on my face as soon as I did, and so did my wife. She could, like, yeah, again, like, we could say, anyway, it's just too many details, so I apologize for that, but it's just, yeah, I think it's a common thing, so I think it's okay to at least touch on it a little bit, but yeah, so pretty much all I wanted to get is much more than just doing it for the money, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, again, I thrive in this, so at the end of the day, yeah, it hurts me now. It could have been historical, an event, or, you know, I could have literally shocked the world and did all that, and probably wouldn't have, I would have talked to her about my team, but I probably wouldn't be, anyway, I don't really want to touch on it, sorry.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing what you have, and I'm sorry it didn't go your way tonight, but, high risk, high reward and all that. Fair play for backing yourself.
Alex, just one quick one right here. Last one on this. We haven't seen you on the receiving end of a loss like this. We've seen you in hard-fought, close decisions. But Israel, he's taking time off for burnout. Your other teammate Kai, he had that concussion. He had to take time off too. So, do you have to talk to people around you to maybe do pull it back, or do you just want to go full steam ahead?
I mean, I need to train. I need to get into it. Again, it keeps me healthy. So. Yeah, that needs to happen.
Volk back here, mate. Australian.
Obviously, we need to see. I don't think I'm too concussed, to be quite honest. Yeah. Yeah, I'll probably have to wait a while, to do things, but I'm okay. I'm just obviously just hurting.
Volk, Australia knows you can do this. Does it make it all the more frustrating knowing that you are good enough to be double champion?
Oh, yeah, man. Obviously, I'm always going to back myself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And, this is the game, you know what I mean? This is the game. At the end of the day, I can talk about anything. I could have had a perfect game plan, a perfect camp, and he still catches me with a great kick like he did. So, again, I'm not trying to take anything away from him. I was planning on catching him, and he caught me.
Thank you.
Hey, Alex. If you had a full camp, what would you change compared to what camp you had before the first fight?
Again, that's just going to sound like excuses. I probably would have stuck to a better game plan. Preparation, again, I've always been a big believer in preparation. Obviously you want to get your eye in, you want to feel and see, and all these shots coming at you time and time again through camp. But in saying that, I thought I was blocking that kick and he went over it. So again, I'm not taking nothing away from Islam. He caught me, full stop.
Does this defeat mean that we won't see you in the lightweight division anymore?
I don't think that's the case. Obviously, it's going to be hard to get a fight with Islam ever again. That's what I mean when I was saying there's still a lot to lose for me, a lot to lose. But there was a lot to gain, and it was much more than just that as well.
Hey, Volk. Hi, back here, Volk.
Yeah.
How are you?
Good.
Tough luck about tonight. You indicated after the fight that you wanted to fight Ilia Topuria in January. Dana was in here earlier and he said he'd also be keen on actually making that fight happen. Is the focus now going to be, right, let me just defend my featherweight title and get on with it with Topuria, if it can happen in Jan?
Yep. I think, like I said, give me some direction. I just need direction. And that's it, huh? It's locked anyway. So yeah, so he already said that. There you go. So it's yeah. So that's good. That'll keep the smile on my face. That's all right.
Hard luck, champ.
Alex, one more in the front right here. It wasn't that long ago, especially after your second fight with Max, where fans would often boo you at press conferences, and just because they were so pro Max. But I feel like in the last 11 days, you've never been as popular since you took this such a great risk. So are you feeling, I don't know if you've had time to, but are you feeling just the amount of support and respect that the fans are giving you these days compared to what it was just only a couple of years ago?
Yeah, of course. It's I sort of felt a little bit for Islam, obviously in that first one, as in I've been in that position before with a close fight, and then next minute it feels like the world's against you. I felt like that, so I did feel for Islam a bit there. And obviously you get to right all them wrongs when you do a rematch. Obviously I wanted to right a lot of wrongs there, and so did he. And it worked out well for him. So yeah. But I mean, yeah, you're right. I definitely feel the love. Yeah.
Last question.
Yeah, sorry. Just
One
a quick
more, was it?
one.
Oh, yeah.
Just to follow up with the first fight. Did you go in with the same exact ideas with the second fight, or it's a totally new strategy that you went in?
No, of course, Australia's going to be a little bit different. You know, I wanted to obviously go in and do more anyway, but yeah, when you it's pretty obvious that you don't want to go 5 rounds with someone like Islam in general, and especially in Islam full camp. So I was, you know, obviously wanted to go out there and you know, really let the hands go. I didn't, so yeah. But he did. So he was waiting for me. That's why we were at a closer range. I think he was ready for that. So again, the team done a great job. He was ready for me to stay at a closer range. I thought I'd do more there, and I didn't. And he called me. So that's that. That's it. Thank you, guys.
Sorry, guys, make you wait.
Islam, congratulations on a spectacular victory. You were throwing the head kick a fair bit throughout the fight. Is that something that you saw in the game plan that you think you'd be able to stop him with?
Honestly, I think, and my coach told me, you have the good head kick, and I always try to land the kick when I fought, but and on my mind I always thinking when this kick landed, you know, because I know I kick very well, and for the opponent like Volkanovski, who a little bit short, it's a best plan to, you know, land it some kick, because when you have short opponent, easy to land, and I just make him made some mistake. I show him low kick, body kick, and change to up, you know, to head kick. This is the plan. This is what we did last couple of months. This is what we did in the locker room, and very happy.
Yeah, it was beautiful. How good does it feel after the first fight was so close, all the talk about the decision, to come in here and finish him in the first round, no controversy?
Really happy to finish in first round, because after, if it's happened in championship round, people start to talk, he's take this fight short notice, he's not ready for championship round. But I'm really happy because I finished all these things in the first round. Well done. All this story with Volkanovski is finished right now.
And I know a lot of people maybe think of you as a grappler first, but to come out here and finish it with a knockout in the first round, do you feel like this proves you are the best fighter in the world right now?
Of course. Some people underestimated my striking, but I show, in the first fight, I showed the people my striking. And I think now people will respect my striking, and I just show I am not just wrestler, grappler, or striker, and I know I'm a best fighter, best MMA fighter in the world.
And Dana White was in here. He got asked about what should be next for you. He said he likes the idea of Charles Oliveira. He didn't say it was 100%, but he feels like that's the fight that probably needs to be run back. Do you agree that's next?
It's not my job. It's Dana. Dana have to work on this, and I just will sign the contract. Just send me the name. But my opinion, I feel like already I have 2 opponents. Charles, okay, I will beat Charles. Who is gonna be next? Gaethje, he will wait, but I don't think it's a good idea. But it is what it is. If they say Charles, okay. If they say Gaethje, it will be okay. Doesn't matter. I will be ready.
And obviously, you took no damage in this fight. Do you want to fight again soon? I assume you want to fight before Ramadan.
Yeah, we have to sit with the team, talk about this, and make decision.
Thank you.
Islam, right here. Alex has been very active since your last fight. You know, he fought in July, and then he took this fight on short notice. So I'm curious, if you were his coach, what would you want him to do next? Would you want him to slow down? Would you want him to fight in January?
Yeah, he have to. No, January he cannot. He have big cut on his eye, and after this is, I know, he missed very good kick. That's why he have to take some rest, 100%. If he smart, if his team smart, he have to take some couple months rest because this is not like choke him or like body kick. This is a head kick, and like not just coaches. He's like doctor. He's doctor, and his team have to make decision. You know.
Before the head kick, how do you think the fight was playing out?
You know, I try to take him down. It's not like 100% I go to the double leg. I just want to like feel, you know, I just want to catch him and feel his power, and you know, when we go to the clinch, he used too much power. I take his head, and for moving from there, he used too much power. I feel that, you know. In the clinch, I landed a couple good knees, couple good punch, and you know, this is my plan. Before the fight, thinking I will a little bit working with him in the standing, like clinch, something like that. And I've, you know, before the fight, we make the plan. We have to kick him a lot because this guy is short. We have to kick him a lot, keep him in the distance because he really good on this. He really good to close distance, you know. To the keeping in distance, you have to use a lot of kicks. I think, my opinion, I did 100% plan what we just prepared for him.
And I know you said you don't pick who you fight, but are there locations you would like to fight? Would you like to fight in Las Vegas? Would you like to fight here again in Abu Dhabi? Would you go to Canada? Like, where would you like to fight?
USA is good for me because I have team there, aka I can prepare to there, and doesn't matter where. Of Canada or I don't know. We can make in Australia too, but in Australia they have to change the time. They have to give the fighters the time usually which one they have. That's it.
Last.
Just one more. Just one more. In the cage, in your post-fight interview, you had some very powerful words about kind of world peace and some certain things going on. Why did you feel it was important to use your platform tonight to speak on these things?
You know, first of all, because all my, like last month, all my camp, I watched the video, I watched the story about the situation, what happened in the Palestine and Sector Gaza, and make me very sad, you know, because the people in the Palestine or Sector Gaza, they don't have nothing. They close them and attack them every day. They not kill some terrorists or some like people. They kill the kids, old people, you know. This is a crazy what happened now in the Sector Gaza and Palestine. And just, I want to send the message. Stand with Palestine, we with you, and that's it.
One more in the front right here. Usman Nurmagomedov obviously had a big win not too long ago at Bellator. If Bellator ceases to exist, and would you like to see Usman in the UFC?
Yeah, I think he's a high-level fighter, you know. He's very smart, and he really know his job, you know. He's very good on the striking, how he move, how he control the distance. He's very good, and I think he will be in the top in the UFC. Of course, he not come to take my belt. He will wait, but he's a young, he's a hungry. He can be next.
If he came to the UFC, would that mean you would think about going up to welterweight to leave the lightweight division for him?
Yeah, you know, he have to finish his job in Bellator, and when he come to UFC, he will show our school level, because our division in the team very strong. I have Usman, Amru, Sharif, Janko, like many guys who give me hard time in the cage. Sagid, Gadji, like I don't know how many, maybe I forget like many guys, but they all people who give me hard time in the cage. And iron, sharp iron, you know. That's why we have like higher level fighter in my division.
Salam alaikum, Islam.
Alexander.
Congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
Islam, Dana White has indicated on 2 occasions over this week that he wants to take the UFC to Qatar and to Egypt and also to Saudi Arabia. Knowing that, and we spoke about this in the pre-fight conference, knowing that you have so many fans in all of these countries and across the Middle East and North Africa, even if you're not competing in these events where the UFC is going, would you be looking to participate to give your fans in all these different countries the UFC is going an opportunity to meet you and interact with you?
Yeah, I saw the news, and then I say we will make some in Middle East somewhere, but you know, it's like my second home. You know, I know in the Qatar or some other country, like the people waiting for me or some like not just me, you know, some Muslim fighter because they're Muslim country, you know. If they make the event there, I just will be happy to fight there because when arena support you, it's a good energy always.
One more question for me, Islam. In all of those countries, as you indicated, they're waiting for Muslim fighters to come and represent them. In all of these countries, as well as the UAE, there are so many Arab fighters who are doing everything they can to try to get to the UFC level, and you're a big inspiration to them. What words would you give the local fighters here in the UAE and all these Arab and North African countries so that they can reach the level of success that you've reached?
You know, they have to training really hard. We're training when we was, you know, born. In the Dagestan, you can come and open some gym. They're all full, like kids, very hungry, want to be fighter. Before they all training wrestling, but now it's crazy. They changed to MMA, you know. Everybody want to be MMA fighters, you know. And I think it's new generation is from Dagestan. It's gonna be high level. I think now it's my opinion. Just send the people to our gym, to our Republic Dagestan. Leave them like 5, 6, 1 year. If they want to be champion, if they want to be like high level fighter, they have to spend time there. They have to live in the gym, you know. And or bring here some coaches, some team, you know, because I told iron, sharp iron. They have to training with some good opponents always.
Thank you, Islam, and congratulations again.
Thank you so much.
Isam, over here. Salam. You mentioned how you feel Charles maybe, you'll fight anyone, but Charles maybe not a good idea. If that was the fight, would it be hard for you to be motivated considering, like with Volkanovski, first fight was close. Oliveira, you finished him the first fight.
You know, when you have rematch, it's like same. When you exactly same opponent, you're training, like you did the same camp, you know, not make you happy. We're training last couple months for the same opponent, and I told the interview, like, you know, when they make the interview in Dubai, I told them, hey, I have the same feeling. Last year, I was here in the same gym, same team, you know, but when you prepare for some new opponents, it's different, you know, and you become good fighter when you be training for other opponent, because every other opponent have something more, something different. But when you're training for same opponent, it's like you stay in one level, you know.
And do you see a rematch with Charles going any different? Do you feel like he would pose something?
It's not gonna be different. I will show him and I will feel him the hard time. He will give up and I will choke him or finish him.
Thank you.
Слава, ассаламу алейкум.
Александр.
Поздравляю с победой.
Спасибо.
Вопрос. Я на пресс-конференции спросил у Александра Волконовски, осознает ли он, что будет драться с другим исламом. А ты, когда с ним дрался, осознавал, что это другой волк? Это волк, который на 10-дневном уведомлении? Или же у него моща такая же, как когда он проходил полный лагерь?
I asked Volkanovski at the press conference on Wednesday whether or not he knows that he's going to be fighting with a different, stronger Islam Makhachev. What about you? When you fought him this time, did you feel like you were fighting a different Volk? Did he have different type of power, or was his power the same as Volk on full training camp?
Ну, пора время уже, пришло время говорить. После первый бой был очень таким конкурентным, и из-за этого я не хотел как это говорить, что это не было там отмазкой, чтобы мне там не приписывали, что я после победы отмазываюсь. Ну, в Австралии было очень много всего, что мне вот не подходило. Мы готовились под Оливейру очень долго, 4 месяца. Потом я вышел с клетки и начал новую подготовку к Волконовскому. Просто организм очень тяжело вывозил этот тренинг. Мы готовились очень тяжело. Я ездил зимой в горах, готовился. Потом я вот сразу поехал в Австралию за 20 дней. Акклиматизация была очень тяжелая. И то, что они сделали, турнир рано утром, я не хочу говорить, сколько там килограммов, но UFC сами мне говорили, сколько я весил и сколько Волконовский весил. Я не смог восстановиться, я не смог себя показать. Я вот пришел на арену, и у меня было чувство, что бой будет тяжелым. Я настраивался тогда на тяжелый бой. Почему? Потому что я не успел просто-напросто восстановиться. А здесь кто-то скажет сейчас, там Волконовский пришел на коротком уведомлении. Но короткое уведомление это когда ты в 3-м, 4-м, 5-м раунде устаешь. Но здесь не было такой возможности. У него было очень много сил. Когда мы в клинч зацепились, я очень хорошо закинул руки ему на шею, но он своей мощью просто раздавил клинч и соединил захват на корпусе.
You know, to be honest, maybe this is time now that I should say it. I didn't want to say it before, but there was a lot of things in Australia that weren't okay. I wasn't okay with a lot of things. There were a lot of things that didn't go the way that I wanted them to go. And I wasn't comfortable with a lot of things. I just didn't want to make any excuses. I didn't want people to say, oh, he wins, but he's still making excuses. But maybe now is the time to say it. Well, first of all, I was preparing for Oliveira for 4 months. And then right after that, we had to go to Australia. It was really basically went from the cage after fighting Oliveira to prepare right away for Volkanovski. It was pretty hard for me. We had to go to the mountains and train in the mountains. Then we got to Australia finally 20 days before the fight. And the fact that they made the tournament in the morning, that was completely uncomfortable for me. And I don't want to say, you know, about kilograms or pounds or whatever, or who weighed how much, but they were telling me, you know, how much you weighed, how much he weighed, how much I weighed, how much he weighed. So the weight was, you know, different. It's just there wasn't enough time for me to recover the proper way because of the way that they had that fight going so early. And he didn't have that type of thing, you know, he didn't have to worry about it. I felt his power, you know, even though he came in on such a short notice, I felt his power. When we got in the clinch, basically he, with his power, unhooked the clinch because he was so strong. So I didn't feel like he didn't recover back to his power. I felt his power and it was the same.
Ислам, еще один вопрос. Ты говорил о том, что хочешь подраться с чемпионом в полусреднем весе. Если ты завоевываешь титул в полусреднем весе, нет ли у тебя ощущения, что действительно нет никакой конкуренции в легком весе с кем драться? И переходить полностью в полусредний, чтобы защищать там пояс?
You know, you said that there's a possibility that you would go up to welterweight and fight for the belt there. Let's say that you do get the belt in welterweight. Then what? Do you just say that there's no competition for you because you're going to go back to lightweight, and who are you going to fight there? Would you say that if you get that second belt, that there's just nobody to fight you?
Знаешь, я так думаю, что в моем весе все уже, как правильно сказать, перебили друг друга, сбитые летчики все. Каждый кого-то выигрывал. У Чарльза поражение, у Гейджа поражение там. Опять Паре кого-то выиграет, он станет претендентом. Тоже после идет поражение. Какая-то такая неразбериха. Из-за этого я говорю, надо определить реального контендера здесь. И вот второй пояс меня очень сильно мотивирует, и я чувствую, что там назревает очень сильная конкуренция, и будут громкие бои. Может быть, я там задержусь, если удастся.
You know, to be honest, I think in my weight, there's who else is there to fight in my weight? I mean, everybody in my weight have fought each other kind of, and they all have, you know, wins and losses. What's going to happen? Who's going to fight? Let's say Poirier goes up, he's gonna get a win, he's gonna get a loss. So am I going to fight him? I mean, I don't know who else is there, but if I go up to welterweight, you know, I feel like there might be a chance that I'll stick around there for a little while. I think there's going to be good competition there, new fights, new opponents, so we'll see what happens.
Ислам, приветствую. Давид Кучишвили, Станта Спортс. Хотел спросить у тебя по поводу взвешивания. Скажи, вот не кажется ли тебе, что процедура взвешивания в профессионалах, она слегка несовершенна? Вот если, например, посмотреть у любителей, да, там бокс, борьба, все взвешиваются в день боя и, соответственно, выступают примерно со своим весом, гоняя максимум 5 килограммов. А в профессионалах вот это 36 часов, где-то там 24, дает возможность гонять по 20 килограммов, и из-за этого многие бойцы теряют здоровье и так далее. Вот как ты думаешь, не стоит ли это перенять от любителей? И если бы это было бы, вот если бы пришлось выступать вот так, когда ты взвешиваешься в день боя, в каком весе ты бы выступал?
Question for you about the weigh-ins and the weight cutting process. Don't you think that in pros it's a little bit of a faulty process because you get to cut 20 kgs or whatever how many kgs you go down, you do it 36 hours or 30 hours or 24 hours before the fight, and then people kind of lose a lot of strength because they cut so much weight. Whether in amateurs or in boxing, they weigh in the day of the fight, and so probably they're just cutting about 5 kgs or something like that, and they pretty much come out at the weight that they walk around. So do you think that there's a way that the pros can borrow that from the amateurs and from boxing, that there's not that much weight being cut?
Ну, наверное, я бы не смог в 70 полноценно себя чувствовать, потому что я это уже ощутил. И перешел бы, поменял бы весовую категорию. Ну, если даже поменяют время, там, день взвешивания, по-любому будут те же люди, кто гоняет. Ну, я 99% я бы поменял бы весовую и перешел бы на более большой вес. Потому что на 70 килограмм, посмотрите, вот, не знаю, возьмите любого из топов, из топ-10, покажите мне, кто вес не гоняет, кто там меньше меня или, я не знаю. Все они огромные. Я вот с Гейджи только что пересекался, он огромный в межсезонье. Все они большие. Ну, не знаю, что-то можно было придумать, чтобы поменять. Или, может, весовые поменять, не знаю.
You know, I don't think that I would feel comfortable at 70 kgs. I would probably just move up because I don't think I would have my full potential at that weight. I would just have to go up. But if you look at the entire division, who doesn't cut weight? I mean, like if you look at all of the guys, I just saw Gagey back there, and he looks huge. Most of the guys are cutting a whole bunch of weight. So I don't know if that would be for me. I think I would just have to move up to a higher weight.
Ислам, поздравляю тебя с уверенной победой. Хочется спросить, сегодня не был в углу Хабиба Нурмагомедова, но было ли уже от него какое-то сообщение? Может, он тебе позвонил по фейстайму, может быть, написал смс?
Да, я только когда телефон оторвался, он мне писал, сейчас тоже переписывались. Конечно, очень рад. Я знаю, он очень хотел бы даже быть здесь и вместе с нами и находиться все это время. Ну, просто Хабиб человек слова. И в любом случае большая, огромная благодарность, что он был на моем тренировочном кемпе, что он целый месяц с нами здесь тренировался и помогал мне готовиться.
The question was, congratulations with the victory, and Habib wasn't here today. Would you think it would be nice to have him there? And have you heard from him? And has he said anything? Has he sent you a message yet? And the answer is yes. The second I got my phone, I had a message from Habib, and just now we're also texting to each other. And he's a man of his word. If he said he's not going to be here, he's not going to be here. But I'm really thankful to him that he was here. He was here for an entire month. He was training with us, so that already means a lot to me.
Ислам, а если не секрет, как вот выглядела переписка? Он написал там «Вау» или наоборот как-то очень спокойно сказал просто «Поздравляю тебя с победой».
Islam, if it's not a secret, what did he say to you? Was it like wow, or did he just say something like congratulations on the victory?
Но мы еще долго не успели попереписываться. Он написал, что за ты бомба, альхамдулилля, младший, оформил четко. Вот все его сообщения.
We didn't have too much time to text each other, but he said you're the bomb and you're great. Congratulations, little one, and what последнее что было?
Красавчик.
Good job and alhamdulillah.
После боя ты подошел к Алексу, обнял его и что-то стал ему говорить. Тоже расскажи, что.
Я выразил свое уважение этому человеку. Честно, я уже говорил, много же людей могли поменяться в конце. Там много людей хотели этого шанса. Там Парье выражал
согласие, там Гамрат был на готове, но это же не то же самое, как с Волконовским. Волконовский принял на коротком давлении, приехал сюда, интерес к бою не потерялся, наоборот, где-то даже больше, может, было в какой-то момент. Выразил ему благодарность, ему, его там тренерам. Конечно, хорошо, ну, я-то рад так закончить бой, но желаю ему здоровья, это такие поражения точно к хорошему не приводят.
You were talking to Alex Volkanovski in the cage after the fight. What did you tell him? And I said to him that I paid my respects. I gave him my thanks. I mean, there's other guys that were an option, you know, whether it was Gamrot or whether it was Poirier. But if you think about them, you know, it's a different level. Volkanovski is a whole different level. He took the fight on short notice. He came out here. The fight wasn't bad. You know, the fight wasn't lost, and if anything, the fight was even better. So, you know, I said thank you to him. I said thank you to his coaches. He's a real warrior. He's a man of his word, and just thanked him and showed him my respect.
И заключительный от меня вопрос. Вот в прошлый раз ты дрался в Австралии, когда все трибуны были против тебя, а в этот раз ты дрался в Абу-Даби, когда все трибуны были за тебя и против твоего соперника. А что больше мотивирует и где проще драться?
Last time you fought in Australia, everybody was against you. This time you're fighting in Abu Dhabi, and the entire arena is for you. Can you tell us what motivates you more, whether it's the boos or the cheers, and where is it easier to fight?
Проще драться, не знаю, в Москве, наверное, или в Санкт-Петербурге, когда были турниры. Потренировался дома, сделал кемп дома, приехал, подрался. Ну, там кто-то пишет в Абу-Даби постоянно. Ну, в Абу-Даби, потому что руководство UFC хочет, потому что фанаты хотят именно, чтобы я здесь дрался. Из-за этого меня и сюда ставят постоянно. И мне тоже это очень удобно, потому что не так далеко от моего дома, там нету часовых поясов особо разных, только 1 час разница. Ну, когда вот вся арена тебя поддерживает, когда вот все на твоей стороне, это не только на бойце сказывается, это, во-первых, сказывается на судьях, потому что каждый твой удар, который даже мимо прошел, вся публика там реагирует, и я думаю, это дает какой-то эффект на судьях тоже. И это было в Австралии. Там я смотрю повтор, каждый удар, который там мимо лица прошел, там такие вот крики, что даже сам думаешь, я что, пропустил, что ли, в этот момент?
I mean, the easiest way would probably be to fight in Moscow and St. Petersburg because, you know, you do the whole camp at home, you just fly over and you do the fight over there. But of course, it's great to fight somewhere where the entire arena is cheering for you. You know, this is not too bad for me as well. This is not too far away from me. When it comes to jet lag or acclimatization, it's not hard because there's only 1 hour time difference. So, you know, of course, it was great over here. And I think when the entire arena is roaring for you, it obviously motivates you. But also, I think, affects the judges because any punch that you throw, you know, every fan goes crazy, whether you just whisked by his head or whatever, but people go crazy. And there was the same thing in Australia, I think. You know, he was throwing some things, and every time he threw something out, the entire crowd was reacting. And I was even doubting myself. I was saying, like, did I miss a punch or something? Why is everyone going crazy like that? So I'm pretty sure it has an effect on him.
Ислам, приветствую, с победой. Вот один из самых удивительных эпизодов в этом бою был, когда у Волконовски хватило мощи и техники тебя, когда ты его прижимал к сетке, перевернуть, получается. А вот почему так получилось, как ты себе объясняешь в этом моменте? И уверен ли ты, что тебе хватит мощи для 77 килограммов?
One of the very interesting parts that happened in the fight was when you pushed Volkanovski up against the cage, he actually had enough power to turn you around and kind of take control of that. So, you know, what did you think about that? And second of all, do you think that you have enough strength to actually fight in welterweight with other guys being that much bigger?
Ты знаешь, у Волконовского достаточно мощи. Я думаю, он самый мощный в своем дивизионе, он самый мощный парень. Но это был как бы мой план. Зацепиться, когда он меня развернул, я в клинче, в любом положении клинч для меня был выгоден в этом бою, потому что он ниже меня. Даже в этом клинче можете посмотреть, сколько я колен хорошо приземлил ему, сколько я там ударов попал. Я в этом положении очень себя хорошо чувствую, что там, ну, не знаю, меня перевести тяжело будет в этом положении. Я там стоял уверенно на ногах. Я висел на его руках, просто прочувствовал его немного. Это как был бы, как
один из планов на бой. Я вышел, сделал проход ноги, но он не был взрывной проход ноги. Я просто аккуратно оттуда перешел в корпус. Был план, чтобы зацепиться, чуть почувствовать, размягчить его и потом уже начинать работать. Насчет перехода в другую весовую категорию мощи, мы добавим качку, мы добавим веса и мощь прибавится.
Yeah, to be honest, I think that Volkanovski is the most powerful guy in his division. He has to be the strongest, the most powerful guy in his division. And when it came to, him turning me around in the cage, that wasn't a problem to me because in any position in the clinch, I have an advantage of him because he's a little bit shorter than me. So, I felt very comfortable. Look at how many knees I landed. Look at how many punches I landed in the clinch. I was kind of hanging on him because I was able to kind of lean over on him. So that was the whole game plan, to kind of feel him out, clinch him, see what we can do from there. And I did go for a takedown, but it wasn't like a full-on committed double leg. It was more of like just to show him that and then go to the body after that, because I felt like I had advantage in all the positions.
И если можно, последний вопрос от меня. Вот ты уже вышел на тот уровень доходов, когда ты там вполне себе самодостаточный, ты сейчас много зарабатываешь, и у каждого человека там было 4 года назад, например, не зарабатывал столько, но о чем-то мечтал, там что-то хотел купить. У кого-то это дом родителям, у кого-то что-то себе. А что, например, там, если брать последний год, вот какую бы ты самую такую значительную свою покупку выделил? Для кого?
You're finally in the place in your career where you're making really great money. So, maybe if we go about 4 years ago, you were thinking about finally making this money. Every fighter has a dream of getting something. Maybe it's something for his parents, or maybe it's something for the family. What about you? If we take the last year, was there anything significant, something specific that you would like to mention that you were able to acquire?
Ну, эту планку я уже давно перепрыгнул. У меня была мечта, что мой отец и моя мать, которые всю жизнь работали, отец был водителем, мама работала в кафе, каждый день с 6 утра до поздней ночи они работали ради того, чтобы я с братом ни в чем не нуждался. Вот я это хотел поменять в своей жизни с самого начала, чтобы мои родители не нуждались, чтобы они просто могли хотя бы отдыхать за все это время, сколько они работали ради нас. И этот барьер я перепрыгнул, хвала Всевышнему. Больше у меня таких целей, там что-то приобрести или чего-то нету. Просто хвала Всевышнему, ни в чем не нуждаюсь. Есть дом, машина, семья. И самое главное, счастье не в деньгах. Не все богатые люди счастливые, это 100%.
To be honest, there was a goal that I've achieved quite a little bit of time ago. My goal was to help my parents out. My parents have worked their entire life. As long as I can remember, my father was a driver and my mother was a waitress. They worked from 6 o'clock in the morning all the way up until the night. And they worked to make sure that me and my brother never longed for anything, that we're able to do what we want so we have a good life. And so my goal was to achieve that, to make sure that they can finally get the rest, to kind of, for all those years that they worked, to just rest and not have to work anymore. And so that's what I did. This is something that I achieved a little while ago. And to be honest, thank God for everything, because I don't need anything in my life. I have a house, I have a car, I have a wonderful family. So, everything's great, everything thanks to God. And, it's not like I want to buy something or if I need something specific. I don't long for anything, to be honest. And to be honest, it's not about the money. A lot of the people that are rich, they're not happy. Don't think that just because you have money, you're going to be happy. It's not about that.
Ислам, приветствую. Вадим Тихомиров, Матч ТВ. Поздравляю тебя с победой. Видно, что ты уже выглядишь уставшим и чуть-чуть это все утомило. И вот как раз про это вопрос. Можешь ли ты себе представить, когда ты в следующий раз попадешь в зал, и вот как выглядит твоя первая тренировка после боя? То есть когда она будет и что это будет?
Чуть нога побаливает, честно говоря, и сейчас сижу все сильнее и сильнее. Не знаю, когда в зал попойду, но долгих перерывов не будет и никогда не было. Приду, первая тренировка регби, побороться с кем-нибудь.
You look a little bit tired. Obviously, you've been asked a lot of questions, so can you let us know when you're thinking about coming back to the gym, and when you do, what do you think your first training session will look like? And the answer is, I'm not sure when I'm going to get back, just because as long I'm sitting here, my leg is hurting more and more. I can feel it. So, I'm have to figure out what that is. And then once I make it back to the gym, it's going to be, business as usual. First practice is going to be rugby and, maybe some wrestling. And then, we'll go from there.
Thank you guys. You did the hardest job in this game. Thanks so much. Really appreciate it.